Welcome to Super Geeked, where we celebrate all the things we get super geeked about. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. We are so excited that you would want to join us. My name's Victoria, and I am a full-time reseller. So I purchase items either in a retail environment or secondhand, and I flip them online for a profit. I sell on websites like Poshmark, Etsy, eBay, and Mercari. I specialize in women's fashion, but I also sell many other items: hard goods, men's, kids, accessories, handbags, what have you. A video that I like to watch from other resellers are higher ticket items that are selling for them. So I started a series last year in 2020 where I show you over a 2-month period all my sales that are over the $40 mark. So if you're interested to see what I am picking up to resell for over $40 on the reselling platforms, then stick around. So you may be wondering why I chose the number 40. So I am looking for items that can resell for me for $40 and above. That is because, for example, on Poshmark, who has the highest fees of all the platforms, they take 20% of the sale. So I am making, before you deduct how much I paid for the item or the cost of goods, $32. That is a good flip for me. That is a price point that I want to be at or above for all the items that I sell. I'm really trying to focus on that this year. I really want the majority of the items that I pick up to be over that $40 mark. So I am always looking to see what other resellers are able to sell for $40 and above. So when I'm outsourcing, I can keep an eye out for those brands and styles to see if it's something I might want to add to my online closet and stores. This video today is not going to be super long because I did not have a ton of sales in November and December of 2020. And that is because I did not invest a lot of time into my business. My main priority during the holiday season was to be mom. So I didn't have a lot of help over the holiday season because family members got COVID. They were in quarantine. My husband was working a lot. He's a first responder, but he also has a second job. And you don't want to just call up a bunch of babysitters like you might have done pre-pandemic to help you out if you need a couple hours to work here and there, because we're in a pandemic. So needless to say, mommy duty fell squarely on my shoulders. And guess what? It was okay. I relented. I worked on my 12 Days of Kitschmas series here on YouTube, which brought me much joy. And the reselling just took a back seat. So, in saying that, I won't have a ton of sales for you today, but I still wanted to get this video out so that you could see what items I sold in November and December of 2020 for over $40. And maybe you'll even find out about brands that you normally wouldn't have, or brands that you wouldn't have thought to pick up. So we're going to start with eBay sales this time. The first item I'm going to share with you is ModCloth. If you haven't been to my channel before, I am a big seller of ModCloth. I love the brand. I wear it myself. I'm wearing some right now, and I love to sell it. It sells really well for me. This first item was a ModCloth Chi Chi London black lace cocktail dress. I bought a bunch of these cocktail dresses from a liquidation company here in the state that I live in, and I bought them all for $20 and under. So these cocktail dresses were on the higher end. I did pay up for them, but as you can see, they sell at a much higher price point, and they do sit. So just know that if you pick up a ModCloth cocktail dress, it may sit, but you're probably going to get a higher price point. This dress sold for $80. I have the same dress in many sizes, so that was a great price point for me. I was happy with the $80 return on my $20 investment. Next up were these Arturo Chang little Western booties. They were so cute. They were new without tags. They did have the Marshall tag on them. I do like this brand. I haven't picked up a ton from Arturo Chang, but when I have, their boots seem to do really well. So I definitely would recommend picking them up if they are a cute style and they are a bootie or a boot. I do not know about the other shoe styles from this brand, but definitely those do well. So these sold for $50 on eBay, and I was happy to see that sale. Next up is another one of those cocktail dresses by Chi Chi London, sold through ModCloth, and this one was a teal one. It was sleeveless. I only had one of these in one size. It was so pretty. It did sit because you're gonna want to expect that with things like cocktail dresses, but it did end up selling full price for $125. All of my eBay sales, buyer pays shipping. Another ModCloth item was this button front A-line skirt. It was a midi length and it sold for $40. I also purchased this, like the cocktail dresses, from the liquidation company here in Mississippi. I probably only paid about $4 for the skirt. So that's a great return on my $4 into $40. Okay, moving on was this Anthropologie tiny dress. You may have seen it in a recent haul that I did. This dress got a ton of attention and it was missing the belt. But this goes to show you, I sell a lot of dresses that are missing belts. They still sell, and they still sell for a good price point. So don't let a missing belt deter you from picking up items. This embroidered dress was so precious. It actually sold on eBay, and before I was able to remove the listing for Poshmark, like it was that quick, someone purchased it on Poshmark. But I went ahead and went with the eBay sale because they were the first ones that purchased it. And they purchased it full price for $55. I picked this up at a thrift store for $4, so happy with that sale. Next up was a Zara embroidered tweed dress. I sold this dress for $52. I did pick this up at a thrift store. It was new without tags. It had the Marshall's tag on it, so it had never been worn, and buyer paid shipping. So that's a great return too. Dresses at my thrift store are $5.99, but a lot of times I get them for half off. I do believe I paid $5.99 for this dress. And last sale from eBay from November and December, over $40, were these Karen Millen stiletto heels. I purchased these from ThredUp actually, and they were damaged. I don't know what I was doing, but I obviously did not read the description because it was plainly shown in the photo that the little logo knot on the back of the heel was missing on one of the shoes. And it also said in the listing on ThredUp that it was damaged. So it was my fault. I thought I'm going to try to price them high because Karen Millen does, decently well. She's a designer that people like, and I thought I'll try it and then I can always reduce the price. I don't mind letting it go for less. I just want to at least make my money back because that was totally my fault. Well, they ended up selling for $40 on eBay. Buyer paid shipping, and so I was happy because I believe I paid about $7 for these shoes. Now we're moving on to Mercari. I only had one sale over the $40 mark in November and December of 2020. That was another ModCloth item picked up at the liquidation company. I paid $10 for this dress. I actually wanted it for myself, but I didn't like the fit on me, the way it was cut. It was a mint dress with flutter sleeves and these cute little triangles all over it. I mean, it's just so precious, totally my style. And it was new with tags, so I actually sold it for $50. I don't make a lot of sales on Mercari, but when I do make sales, they generally are close to full price. I hardly ever get offers on Mercari. So even though I don't make a lot of sales, I'm not going to give up the platform and cross-posting because the sales I do make are good sales. Also, if you're curious, I do use a cross-posting software. I use Vendoo, which I have been extremely happy with. I know some of my friends use other softwares, but Vendoo was the one that I signed up for, and I just have been very happy with the way that they run their software. Anytime that there is an issue, they are immediately working on it and they get it fixed, no problems, and I would definitely recommend them if you're looking into cross-posting software. All right, now we're moving on to Poshmark. Poshmark is my main selling platform at this point, so most of the sales you're going to see on Poshmark. First item was a Free People houndstooth little jumper dress. It sold for $45. I bought this from the liquidation company. They get things other than ModCloth, so I do find other brands there. But this trip, I got a bunch of Free People stuff, and it actually sat for a long time. I bought 2 of these. I am not picking up Free People as much anymore because although I'm still able to get a nice price point, it sits for a long time. And there's not always a lot of interest, and it makes me question whether people are actually interested in Free People anymore. But this did sell for $45, and I paid around $4 for the dress, so that was a good return. Next up was a ModCloth dress that I thrifted while we were in Mobile one day. This dress sold for $44. Their dresses are priced the same as our dresses, and so I paid $6 for that dress. Next are a pair of a Not Your Daughter's jeans. I don't always pick up this brand, but I got these in the ThredUp 100-pound bulk box that you saw me open with my friend Alicia over at Murray Life here on this channel. I'll link that video below if you need a good laugh. Our antics are a little bit ridiculous, but these came in there. They were a nice size. They were super stretchy. I totally would have worn them if they were my size, and they were a pretty maroon color. They ended up selling for $40. So my cost of goods on that box with the items that I did keep were about $3.42. So great return. Next up is a ModCloth brand that I love to pick up, Emily and Finn. They are a UK brand. They have such quality pieces, cute, kitschy, novelty prints. This skirt was no exception. It had strawberries all over it, and it sold for $50. Again, picked it up at the liquidation company for just a few dollars, so great return. Another liquidation company purchase. This was another Free People dress. I got this dress along with a bunch of other Free People stuff right before we went into lockdown the first time in March. And I picked up a bunch of inventory there because I had a feeling we wouldn't know when we were going to be out of quarantine. And I grabbed a bunch of Free People stuff. I paid a little bit higher than I normally would. These dresses I paid around $10 for. Some of them sold right away. Some of them have sat, and I have a bunch of different styles. They're really good quality Free People dresses. They are not lightweight. They are thick fabric, sort of like a vintage bark cloth, if you know what that is. So this one was like it was called a beach party midi dress. It was really cute, and it sold for $55. So again, I paid up for this, but still got a great return on my money. The next 2 sales you may have seen in my Longchamp video. So if you have some Longchamp bags, which if you don't know what Longchamp is, it is a French travel designer. They do a lot of luggage and these foldable bags called their Les Pliage bags. I have a ton of them, and I have a video here on YouTube where I actually sent them in to Longchamp to be repaired. They have a free service if you have Longchamp bags to repair the corners that get damaged because they are notorious for the nylon wearing out as you use the bags. So these 2 bags were repaired from that video, and as you can see, I got $55 for the first one, which was a tan tote. It was their Les Pliage shopping bag, and then this beautiful large shoulder bag, which was probably my favorite, if not close second to the red Longchamp bag that I have, which has not sold yet, but this one sold for $65, and both customers loved the bags, gave me some sweet feedback, and was happy to see them go to a good home after they had been repaired. Next sale I'm going to talk about was a bundle sale. It was 2 ModCloth dresses. The first one was this sailor dress with anchors all over it. I got this the first time I bought a huge lot from that liquidation company. I paid $15 for this dress, and for some reason, it didn't have a lot of interest. It was the cutest dress. It really had an adorable like nautical theme, and I don't know why it didn't get a lot of interest. It was really beyond me because it was super cute. And the second dress was by the brand Voodoo Vixen, and I love this dress. I want to find this dress in my size. It is so cute. It's black, and it's got color block scallops printed on the bottom hem of the dress. It is ultra cute. So The bundle sold for $95, which I gave the buyer a really great deal because she was buying this dress that I had had forever. They were about $50 and $45 each, so both of them sold for over that $40 mark. The Voodoo Vixen dress I paid about $3 for, so $18 invested, $95 sale, great sale. Next up were some Lucky Brand booties. Lucky Brand is hit or miss these days, but these were brand new without tags or box. So cute. I thrifted them from my local thrift store, my Honey Hole, my favorite thrift store to go to, and paid just $3 for them, and they sold for $45. Next item was an item I just could not let go when I went thrifting. You may have seen them in a haul that I did a couple months ago, and it is this sequin vest. It had a champagne bottle popping with champagne glasses, sequins all over it. I believe it may have been a Mardi Gras vest from a Mardi Gras crew, but it was in excellent condition, no flaws, and so I grabbed it for $2, surprisingly, and it sold for $45. Okay, next item to sell for $40 was this Levi's trucker denim jacket. I like to pick up denim jackets, especially if they're Levi's. They do sell, and this was no exception. I paid $5 for it and turned it into $40. Another ModCloth dress. This is by the brand Retrolicious, purchased at that liquidation company. I paid $10 for it and sold it for $75. I got great feedback on this. I sold it right before Christmas, like the week before Christmas, mailed it to my customer. She got it just in time to wear for her holiday celebrations and was so excited. Next was another Free People piece. It was really beautiful. It was an embroidered wine mini dress, and I actually got it from ThredUp. It was in the assorted brands category for some reason, but when I saw the embroidery on the dress, I was like, that looks like Free People. I'm going to Google it, and I Googled it, and sure enough, it was a Free People dress. So I snagged it, paid $6 for it, and turned it into $60. Okay, last few sales from Poshmark. The first was this vintage sweater. It was pink with bows and puff sleeves and precious. And gosh, I wish it was in my size because this is totally my style. I am so disappointed that it was not my size, but happy to see that it went to a good home. And I picked it up for a few dollars at the thrift store and it sold for $55. Next was another liquidation company purchase. You guys, if you have a liquidation company in your area, you should definitely go and check it out. Find out, Google it, see if you do, because I get such great stuff there and a lot of it's new with tags. But this was a Love Shack Fancy Target collaboration. My liquidation company gets tons of Target, which I don't normally pick up, but the Love Shack Fancy stuff was so popular and sold out so fast. They are definitely a collaboration I would recommend picking up from the Target series. And this was a plus size dress, which was even better. It was new without tags and I sold it for $65. I paid $2 for it. Next were these Anthropologie Pilcro on the letterpress high-waisted jeans. They were a new style of Pilcro on the letterpress. I got these on a trip to New Orleans with Alicia when we went thrifting. I did pay up for these at a thrift store that we really like to go to. I paid about $10 an item that thrifting trip, and they sold for $50. So still a great return for my money. Next was a bundle of ModCloth items, both purchased liquidation. The first one was this gingham print red and white swing skirt, super cute. And the next was a maxi length, super soft cotton. I've gotten this dress in a lot of different prints, but this one was just nature, leaves and everything. And I sold both of those items together for $100. I spent about $10 for both of the items. So great sale. And last sale on Poshmark in November and December for over $40 was this Peruvian Connection sweater dress. It was tunic length and I picked it up for $5. I was able to sell it for $45. Peruvian Connection is definitely a brand to keep your eye out for because they sell really well. Sometimes they do sit, but they are a company that retails for a lot. They make good quality clothing, and I would definitely recommend looking for that brand. So I did have 2 sales on Etsy that I wanted to mention. I have been selling on Etsy for a very long time, and I highly recommend the platform if you plan on getting into vintage, because the vintage collectors on the Etsy do not mind paying up for good pieces. I don't make tons of sales on Etsy, but when I do, they are very high priced, and I get prices on items that you would not expect to get on other platforms. I definitely think the customer base on Etsy knows quality, knows the value of vintage, and is willing to pay up. They pay way more than they would on other platforms. So definitely recommend Etsy. The 2 items I wanted to show you that sold for over $40 on Etsy in November and December was the schoolgirl tartan plaid cropped jacket. It was a little blazer, and it sold for $50. And then the other item was actually an item that I made. It was a sculpture of a heart with wings. It was hand painted, and I sold that for $60. I do have Etsy set up where the buyer does pay shipping for the items. So that is an option there. You can also do free shipping, and they have a global shipping program if you decide to sell internationally on there. Definitely a great platform, and I would highly recommend them if you haven't tried Etsy yet. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got a lot out of this video. Like I said, I really like to watch this style of video and see what's selling for other people over the $40 mark. So definitely give me a thumbs up on the way out if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye.